Welcome back to Brainy Facts. If you spent any time scouring the internet for dating advice, you've probably been told to wear the perfect shade of red lipstick, master the come hither stare, or play a high-stakes game of who can go the longest without texting back. But here's the truth from the other side of the fence. Most men aren't actually looking for a polished performance. In fact, the things that truly flip a switch in our brains, the things that make us think, wow, I'm incredibly lucky to be with her, are usually the things you aren't even trying to do. Today, we're diving into the psychology of attraction. We're looking at the 7 unexpected little things that turn a man on. And no, I'm not talking about physical aesthetics alone. We're talking about those subtle, brainy triggers that bypass his logic and go straight to his nervous system. So, grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's look at what's actually going on inside the male psyche. 1. The unfiltered morning look. Let's start with something most women dread, the just woke up look. I know. You've been told for years that the morning after glamour involves perfectly tousled waves and a light dusting of natural mascara. But in reality, there is something incredibly potent about a woman with messy bedhead wearing an oversized t-shirt and, most importantly, a completely bare face. The brainy fact, this is rooted in the concept of exclusivity and psychological safety. When a man sees you like this, his brain receives a signal that says, I am the only person allowed into this inner sanctum. It's the visual representation of trust. In a world where everyone is filtered, edited, and curated for Instagram, seeing you in your most vulnerable, unpolished state is a massive turn-on because it's real. Honestly, there's a specific kind of magnetism in seeing you rub the sleep out of your eyes while wearing socks that don't match. It's not about perfection. It's about the intimacy of being the only one who gets to see the pre-coffee version of you. It makes him feel like your protector and your partner all at once. 2. Seeing you in your flow state. Have you ever been so busy doing something you love that you completely forgot anyone else was in the room? Maybe you're painting, or you're deep into a complex spreadsheet, or you're intensely focused on gardening. In psychology, we call this the flow state. And for a man watching you, it's mesmerizing. The brainy fact. Attraction isn't just about how you look at him. It's about how you look when you aren't looking at him at all. When you're in your flow, your confidence is at an all-time high, even if you don't realize it. Your brow might be furrowed, you might be biting your lip in concentration, or your hair might be a mess. But to him, you look competent. Men are biologically wired to appreciate capability. Watching you master a task, no matter how small, shows that you have a world of your own. It proves you aren't just an extension of him, you're a powerhouse in your own right. There's nothing more attractive than a woman who is switched on. 3. The subtle territory mark. Now let's talk about something a bit more primal. I'm talking about those tiny, almost subconscious gestures of grooming. Imagine you're out at a party and you reach over to straighten his collar, or you brush a stray hair off his forehead, or you fix his tie without even breaking your conversation with someone else. The brainy fact, these are known as affiliative behaviors. In the animal kingdom, grooming is a way of reinforcing social bonds. In the human dating world, it's a subtle way of claiming your territory. When you do this, you're sending a quiet but firm message to the room and to him that says, this is my person. It might seem like a small, mothering gesture to you, but to him, it's a huge ego boost. It makes him feel cared for, but it also triggers a bit of masculine pride. He thinks, she's looking out for me. It's a soft touch that carries a lot of weight. 4. The genuine laugh, especially at his expense. We've all heard that men love a woman with a sense of humor, but let's be more specific. Most men can tell when you're giving them a polite laugh because you think you're supposed to. That's fine for a first date, but it's not a turn-on. What is a turn-on? The ugly laugh, the snort, the I can't breathe wheeze. The laugh that happens when he does something incredibly goofy or accidentally spills something on himself. The brainy fact, this is related to the pratfall effect. The pratfall effect suggests that people who are generally competent become more attractive when they make a mistake or show a flaw. When you laugh at his clumsiness in a kind, shared way, it breaks the performance barrier of the relationship. It tells him that he doesn't have to be a cool guy 24/7. It signals that you're comfortable enough to see his flaws and find them endearing rather than embarrassing. If he can make you lose your cool and turn into a giggling mess, he feels like he has a superpower. He has the key to your joy, and that is an intoxicating feeling for any man. We're just getting started. We've covered the morning after look and the power of the ugly laugh, but the next three are even more unexpected, including one sensory trick that most women don't even realize they're doing. Now, let's get into the heavy hitters, the ones that operate on a deep sensory and psychological level. 5. Wearing his scent or his clothes. There is a classic trope in movies where the woman wakes up and puts on the man's oversized white button-down shirt. It's a cliche for a reason, but it goes much deeper than just looking cute. The brainy fact. This is a dual trigger involving olfactory memory and visual contrast. First, let's talk about the visual. When you put on his hoodie or his t-shirt, it's almost always too big for you. Your hands might disappear into the sleeves. The hem might reach your mid-thigh. To the male brain, this creates a contrast effect. It highlights your daintiness and femininity by comparing it to his larger, more rugged frame. It triggers a primal protective instinct that is, to put it bluntly, incredibly attractive. But the real secret weapon here is the scent. Our sense of smell is the only sense directly hardwired to the limbic system, the part of the brain that handles emotions and memory. When he sees you wrapped in his scent, his brain essentially creates a brand association. He sees his own identity being embraced by yours. It's a signal that you find comfort in him, and there is nothing that makes a man feel more manly than being a woman's safe place. So, the next time you steal that hoodie, don't feel guilty. You're actually doing him a massive psychological favor. 6. The random memory check. In an era of main character energy and constant digital distraction, genuine attention has become a rare commodity. This is why the random memory check is such a high-level turn-on. Imagine he mentioned in passing, maybe 3 weeks ago, that he used to love a specific kind of obscure candy from his childhood. Then, a month later, you're at the store, you see it, and you send him a photo or bring it home. The brainy fact. This isn't just about the candy. This is about validation and active listening. Most men are used to being the providers or the initiators in a conversation. They are often the ones trying to remember your favorite flowers or your sister's birthday. When you flip the script and show that you've been paying attention to the small, useless details of his life, it hits differently. It proves that you aren't just dating him, you're studying him. It shows that his words have weight in your world. To a man, being seen in this way is a profound aphrodisiac because it promises a future where he won't be lonely, even when he's standing right next to someone. It's the ultimate sign of emotional intelligence. 7. The backseat confidence. Finally, let's talk about backseat confidence. This isn't about being a boss babe 24/7, nor is it about being a submissive wallflower. It's the unexpected moment where you take the lead in a situation he didn't expect you to handle. Maybe the GPS fails and you calmly navigate the way home. Maybe the waiter gets the order wrong and you handle the correction with grace and firmness before he even has to speak up. Or maybe you're just the one who decides with total conviction what movie you're watching tonight when he's feeling indecisive. The brainy fact. This is about cognitive offloading. Men often feel a heavy societal pressure to be the navigator, the one in charge of the plan, the safety, and the direction. When you step in and show that you are a highly capable co-pilot, it allows his nervous system to drop its guard. There is a deep, quiet turn-on in knowing that your partner is a teammate who can carry the load. It's the realization that if he trips, you aren't going to fall with him, you're going to catch him. That kind of competence is sexy because it breeds a different kind of desire, the desire for a partnership of equals. So, what do these 7 things have in common? If you've been paying attention, you've probably noticed the pattern. None of these involve a perfect version of you. In fact, most of them happen when you've let your guard down. If you found this video insightful, do us a favor, hit that like button. It helps the algorithm find other brainy people like you. And if you want more deep dives into the psychology of dating and relationships, make sure to subscribe to Brainy Facts. I'm your narrator, and as always, stay smart, stay curious, and keep looking for the facts behind the feelings. We'll see you in the next one.